Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Kim Barefoot in the Kitchen. This is my fake cooking show where we cook real good food for real good people in my real small kitchen. Today is a perfect day to make granola. This is the best gluten-free granola that you will ever taste. You can make it vegan, and it's one of those recipes that lends itself very well to substitutions. So if some of the ingredients that I use you don't like, you can feel free to skip some of them or add something that you really do like. It's a beautiful, serene morning here. It rained last night like crazy, and so today is overcast, which is perfect because it means it's not hotter than the sun today. So I had a nice morning, had a nice coffee in my hammock, and had some Zoom visits. Visited with my good friends, the Busbys, and that was awesome. And I have a real craving for granola. Some granola with your smoothie bowl is awesome. It's good to have as a snack. It's good to have with yogurt, whatever you like. And this recipe is super easy, and it is absolutely delicious. Granola is so good that my friends who tried it asked if they could buy it. So I had a side business for a while selling granola. It is really, really that good. But then I kind of got busy, and I don't sell it anymore. But I do teach people how to make it. So I hope you've got a cup of something good, something soothing to go along with your baking today. I'm having chai latte with almond milk. And man, that's good. Love my chai. Okay, let's get going on this. For this, we're going to use our base. You know that all granola starts off with oats. So I've got organic gluten-free oats here. Use whatever oats you like. You want the rolled oats. Don't use instant oats. They don't work for granola. So these are the large flake oats. 2, 3, and 4. After you measure your oats, if you have not already turned on your oven to 350 and lined a baking sheet with parchment paper, go ahead and stop and do that now. You're going to need a large cookie sheet, a large baking sheet, or 2 smaller ones, because this does make a lot of granola. Okay, so we've got our organic oats in here, 4 cups. Now we want 1 cup of nuts. Use whatever nuts you want. I am using some sliced almonds today because they were on sale. Walnuts are good in here as well. And we want a cup of seeds. Now I'm using pumpkin seeds. So we're going to do a 1/2 cup of pumpkin seeds and a 1/2 cup of sunflower seeds. And that's how we're going to measure them. And you know what? If you want more seeds, go ahead and put more in. You can increase that to up to 2 cups. And the dried fruit, we're going to wait and put it in after. I never put my dried fruit in before the baking because I think it dries it out. And I'm giving this a stir, and I'm just looking to see visually if I think I have enough seeds in here. You can add sesame seeds as well. And I'm thinking that I'm just going to throw in a few more pumpkin seeds. So today I'm going with a 1/2 cup of sunflower seeds and a full cup of pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are really good for you, and they've got lots of fiber. Okay, and then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flax meal. Flax meal you can make yourself, you just throw your flax into the blender, and we're just going to dump that all in because that was just a tad more than 2 tablespoons, close enough. And then we want some spice in here. So 1 tablespoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. I don't have pumpkin spice. I'm having trouble with that word. I don't have pumpkin pie spice. So what I'm going to do is put in a tablespoon and just a little bit more of cinnamon, and I'm going to add just a half teaspoon of nutmeg. Nutmeg is pretty strong, and I just going to add a half teaspoon. There we go. And that's the spices. And we want a dash of salt. That's a dash. Maybe a quarter teaspoon. And some people like a real sweet granola. And so at this point you can add 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar or brown sugar. We are going to add some honey or maple syrup, whatever you like, in just a moment. And that's enough sweetness for me, the honey or maple syrup. If you're vegan, of course, you're going to use maple syrup. If you're going vegetarian, go ahead and use the honey. Now, this is 2 tablespoons of molasses. And to this, we are going to add a 1/4 cup of honey or maple syrup. If you use honey, it makes everything stick together just a little bit better. So 2 ounces. And that does not go in your oats yet. It goes in with your molasses, and then a 1/4 cup of oil. I use coconut oil. Use whatever oil that you like. I wish I could make it oil-free, but you do need oil to make it crisp, because we're not making a soft granola. We're making that, that nice crunchy granola. Yeah, that's the kind that we're making. Now, if you are in a colder country, your coconut oil is solid, right? And so you can heat this all up together. But because I live in Thailand and everything is melted all the time, I don't have to heat it up. And so this is making a nice thick mixture, and it smells good. If you don't have molasses, don't sweat it. I can't always get molasses here, so I have made it without molasses, and it turns out just fine. The molasses gives it a richer, deeper taste that I really like. Okay, we're going to now put that in. And we're going to give it a stir. And don't worry if you think this is not wet enough yet, because we're going to add an egg white in just a moment. There we go. So if you're using a big wide bowl like me, you will be glad, because it's sticky and it's not the easiest to stir without spilling it. So over and under. Careful how close you get to the edge of your bowl. Over and under. Over and under. And this smells delicious already. I'm going to enjoy this with a strawberry smoothie bowl this afternoon. It's going to be my treat for the day. Try to get it all incorporated. Make sure that you don't have any spots that are looking dry. It should be all incorporated and looking wet. Okay, it's time for our egg white now. I don't know how you guys do your egg whites, but I just go ahead and put that egg in my hand and let the egg white slide through my fingers. And it works perfectly. If you're doing vegan, you don't have to use the egg white. The egg white makes it just a little bit more crispy and allows it to clump together, so you get those nice clumps of crispy granola in your smoothie bowl or in your hamper snacks. And I just reused my molasses bowl just because it's easy that way. So you want to whip up that egg white until it's nice and frothy. And then we're going to add it in to the granola. And we are almost done. It is that fast and easy. There we go. 1 tablespoon of vanilla. If you're not a vanilla lover, go ahead and put in 1 teaspoon. I love vanilla, so I'm putting in a whole tablespoon. And then give everything a good stir. Wow, this is looking amazing today. Make sure that you're gently stirring, right? You don't want to turn anything to mush. Make sure that that egg white is all incorporated in. And it should smell amazing right now. Give it a quick visual. If you don't think you added enough nuts or seeds, now is the time to add more. I think mine is okay because I'm also remembering I'm going to add some dried fruit after this is all cooked. Okay, now it's time to put it on the cookie sheet. I also remember that I have some coconut that I want to use up, so I'm going to add a cup of coconut. And granola is like that. Just add whatever you want. Whatever you think is going to taste good, whatever you've been fancying. Walnuts is really, really good in here. But walnuts are hard to get in Thailand, so I am rationing my walnuts and not using them in this recipe. Okay, now we are ready. We are ready now to put this awesome granola onto the baking sheet and get it in the oven. Okay, there we go. You want a big baking sheet or 2 smaller ones because you want it to spread out. You want a fairly thin, even layer so that it all gets in contact with the hot cooking surface. Okay, how are you guys doing? Do you have everything in a fairly thin, as thin as you can get it? This is a lot of granola. This granola stores really well as long as it's in an airtight container. It will last in an airtight container up to 4 weeks. I challenge you though to let this stay in your cupboard without eating it for 4 weeks. Mine is usually gone within 2. Okay, we are going to bake this. It's 15 to 20 minutes in the oven. So set your timer for 15, check it. Do not overcook it. It will not seem really crisp when you take it out of the oven. As it cools, it's going to really crisp up. So don't wait till it's super crisp in the oven because you will burn it. I have burnt granola before and you have to throw it out. You can't salvage it. So 15 minutes in the oven, check it. If you think it needs longer, check it every 2 minutes. Don't go longer than 20 minutes. Doesn't that look awesome? Yeah, this is going to be so amazing. Your family is going to love you for cooking this for them. I'm going to pop this in the oven, then I'm going to sit down and enjoy the rest of my chai tea and study some lahu, because that's what I should be doing more of instead of cooking. Okay, and then I'll check back with you guys and we will have a taste test. How did you guys do? Does your house smell amazing? Did you bake with me? If you baked with me and you just took your granola out of the oven, then it smells totally amazing, as mine does. Now, another key to perfect granola, besides what I've already taught you, is that when you take it out of the oven and you're leaving it to cool, don't break it up right away. Make sure that it's cool to the touch. You feel that it's not warm anymore before you start breaking it up. And that way you'll get the granola to stay in nice clumps, which is what you want when you're having it with your plant milk or yogurt or with your smoothie bowls. Okay, now I'm going to break mine up and put it in the bowl, and then I'm going to add my dried fruit. So in here I have half a cup of raisins, a half a cup of cranberries, and 3/4 of a cup of goji berries. Goji berries are so good for you. Now, besides this, if you live in a first world country and you have access to dried blueberries, that would be amazing to put in here. It would taste so good. Dried strawberries, whatever you have. Okay, so it turned out amazing. So good. Smells good. It looks good. You want food that looks good too, hey? So this is how it should come for you after it's cooled and baked and cooled. And then you don't want to break it up super small, right? So just into chunks. And why don't we go ahead and taste some right now? Here's a nice small chunk. That is so yummy. Wonderful. And it tastes good with chai tea. Definitely not too much cinnamon, just the right amount of cinnamon. Barely taste the molasses, which I'm glad. I'm not a huge molasses lover, but I know that it's really good. It's good for B vitamins, it's good for your blood. It's good blood builder. So it's good to cook with. I just don't really love the taste. So I don't taste it real strong, which is perfect. I was a little bit worried because I could really smell the molasses when it was cooking. Oh, this is so nice and crunchy. Oh, it's awesome. You can see that it makes a huge amount. So you're going to have some to share with friends. Or if you've got a big family, you'll have enough for, depends on how big your family is. For me, this is enough to share with friends and still have enough left over for a couple weeks. Okay, then I'm going to add my fruit that we want to get sort of mixed up here. Perfect. And then just gently give it a toss. And granola is great because, you know, some people love lots of extra dried fruit. If you love it, put it in now. I don't put in the dried fruit before I cook it because it dries out the fruit and it makes those raisins, man, they'll break your teeth. So you put them in after and they'll stay nice and soft that way. But they won't soften your granola. There we go. And that is gluten-free granola. This is a healthy eat. It's clean eating. It's good for you too. It's got lots of nutrition in it. It's got protein. It's got fiber. It's got some good B vitamins in there. And it's a recipe that I feel good about recommending to you. Please hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. hit subscribe so that you never miss one of my cooking show videos. And leave me a comment. I love the comments. Oh my goodness. It makes me so happy to read the comments. And recently I've gotten messages from some of you that you've tried my recipes, that you actually cooked along with me. You put on the cooking show and you got everything ready and you cooked along with me. And it just makes me so happy to think that I've inspired some of you to cook some real good things, some nutritious things for you, for your family. So this is Kim from Barefoot in the Kitchen, reminding you that I love you all, and I hope you have an absolutely